Hey, so if you're understanding what I'm saying right now, guess what? You're already part of this huge global club. But have you ever really stopped to think about how English, of all languages, became this key that unlocks the whole world? Let's dive in and find out. Yeah, it's a really good question, right? I mean, with thousands of languages out there on Earth, what's so special about English? Why is it so popular? Well, the answer, once you see the numbers, is it's pretty mind-blowing, actually.
Yeah, you're seeing that right. Over 1 billion people speak English. To put that in perspective, that's more people than the entire population of North and South America, combined. So yeah, you're part of this absolutely enormous global community. But, the most surprising thing isn't just the number.
Okay, check this out. A whopping 74%, almost three-quarters of all English speakers are non-native. That means folks just like you, who've put in the work to learn it, outnumber native speakers by almost 3 to 1. That's incredible. So you see, English isn't just some language from England or America. It really truly belongs to the whole world now.
So, it's not just about how many people speak it. The importance of English goes way, way beyond that. It's like woven itself into the very fabric of our modern world.
Okay, so think of English like a master key. It's the official language in almost 60 countries. It's the language of international business, of technology. You'll hear it in boardrooms in Tokyo, in the tech hubs of Silicon Valley. And get this, it's the language of over half the entire internet. It's basically that common ground, that lingua franca, that makes all this global stuff, business, science, culture, even possible.
But how did this happen? How did a tiny dialect from a small island become this global powerhouse? Well, that is one incredible story, and it goes back more than 1,500 years. So let's trace that journey together.
All right, our story kicks off way back in the 5th century. You've got these Germanic tribes, the Angles, the Saxons, and the Jutes, sailing over from what we'd now call Germany and Denmark, and they invade Britain. And their different dialects all kind of mash together to create what we now call Old English. A ton of our most basic fundamental words like water, earth, eat, they come straight from these guys.
And then, boom, the year 1066. Everything changes. William the Conqueror sweeps in from France, and for the next 300 years or so, French becomes the language of the powerful, the kings, the courts, the whole upper crust. This created this really interesting split. Out in the fields, the farmers were raising pigs and cows, those are the old Germanic words, but inside the castle, the nobles were eating pork and beef, which are French words. And you can still see that history baked right into our vocabulary today. It's wild.
So this timeline here really shows how all that history shaped the language we speak. You start with Old English, right? That's the Germanic foundation. Then the Norman conquest happens, and all that French influence creates Middle English. After that, the invention of the printing press comes along in the Modern English period, and that helps kind of lock down spelling and grammar. And finally, the British Empire and the Industrial Revolution spread English all over the planet, which brings us to late Modern English, pretty much what we're speaking now. Every single era left its fingerprint on the language.
So if you had to pick one single thing that defines English, it's this. It's a shameless borrower. I mean, throughout its entire history, it's just been soaking up words from other languages like a giant sponge.
In this chart, it shows you exactly how English built up its absolutely massive vocabulary. You see, those Germanic tribes, they gave us our simple everyday words. The French gave us all these fancy words for things like government and art. The Renaissance brought in a flood of Latin words for science and big ideas. And then, as English started traveling the globe, it just started grabbing words from everywhere. Koala from Australia, pajamas from India, you name it. It's literally a language built out of other languages.
And here's the really cool part. That process, it never stopped. English is still evolving right now. It's still borrowing words, still changing in all these amazing, vibrant ways all over the world.
I mean, just look at Kiwinglish in New Zealand. It's packed with words from the indigenous Maori language, like kia ora for hello. Or how about Singlish in Singapore? It's this incredible blend of English, Malay, and Chinese with its own unique grammar and particles like law. See, this is exactly what happens when a global language meets a local culture. It doesn't just take over, it adapts, it changes, it becomes something totally new and unique. It's living proof that English is this living, breathing thing that belongs to every single person who speaks it.
Okay, so what does all of this whole crazy journey,
mean for you, as someone learning the language? Well, it means you're not just memorizing grammar rules and vocabulary lists. You are literally getting your hands on a key, a passport to the entire world. This quote right here, it just nails it. English is totally unique in the way it can absorb and reflect local cultures, like we saw in Singapore and New Zealand. But at the same time, it's this common thing, this universal tool that lets people from completely different worlds connect with each other. So, what exactly does this English passport of yours unlock? Sure, better job opportunities? Absolutely. But let's think bigger than that. It's about finally understanding the lyrics to your favorite song. It's about watching that huge blockbuster movie without needing subtitles. It's about making a new friend from a country you've only ever seen in pictures. It is your ticket to a billion new conversations.
So, just remember this, you're not just learning a language, you're becoming part of this epic 1,500-year-old story of invasions and conquests, and ultimately of connection. You now hold a passport that has unlimited destinations stamped in it. So the only real question left is, where are you going to go next?